Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Chad Smith. I am here to do the Work It class, which is the class hosted by the IPS team, the Support and Employment team here at PRN. So I just wanted to, it's been a while since I've been on, and I kind of just wanted to run through kind of how our program works. I'm not going to go into full detail on the 8 principles that our program works off of. What I am going to do is kind of describe the 2 types of support that we offer here. We do follow the IPS model, and an IPS program, individual placement support, is really a journey. It is not. We have a lot of folks coming in here, and we are a resource center, so people come in here looking for resources. Employment is a very common resource that people are interested in finding, and a lot of times they're in need of finding employment quickly. And the way the IPS model works is it is very much so a journey, and that journey is very time consuming. There's not a time frame that it has to be this long or it's got to be this fast or quick. It's just as long as it takes. And so first I'll describe kind of, if you wanted to be on the IPS caseload, for one, in order to be officially on the IPS caseload for PRN, you cannot have Medicaid. There are a couple other programs in Charlotte that do bill Medicaid. And so Mecklenburg County's gives us money to support people that don't have Medicaid because there's already 2 programs that support those people. So they're saying, hey, you guys aren't going to bill Medicaid. Here's money. We're going to pay you to support the people that don't qualify for these Medicaid programs. So it's just a strict rule. We can't, that's why we get our money, and there's no way around that. So in order to meet the need of a lot of people that do have Medicaid, especially with the Medicaid expansion, we support people unofficially. I'll describe that in a minute. First, I want to describe what it would take and what it looks like to be a part of the IPS program, the official one. And that looks like you coming in and doing what's called an IPS interest meeting, which is where we describe the program in more detail than I'm going to today. And we really go over these 8 principles, what the expectations are of us, as well as the expectations are of the people, because it's really a 2-way street. So when you come in and you need our support, it is just as much on you as it is us, in terms of finding you employment. If you're not doing your part when you're a part of the program, you won't find employment. But we're here as a support for people. IPS is really for people that are struggling with serious mental health struggles, and that can include addiction and homelessness. Incarceration is a big part of people's story too. But you would come in for this IPS interest meeting, and if you wanted to move forward with our support or something you're interested in doing, then we would set up a time to do an intake. And the intake could take anywhere from 45 minutes to a few hours, depending on how long it takes to get through the questions. There's 5 different documents that we do during that time. The biggest one is the career profile, and it usually takes between 30 minutes to a few hours to do. It's a big, probably 75% of the intake. And that's just where we get to know you, your struggles. We talk about past work experience, your physical limitations, mental health limitations, and so on. And once that intake is done, then you would come in for a 3rd meeting, and that 3rd meeting is where you would really start the prep to find employment. And that could, entail creating a resume, practicing your interview skills, trying to figure out how to attain clothing if you need clothing for an interview. All the different things that, come into play when you're preparing for employment. Then, you can kind of start, once those things are in place, you can start really looking for a job, applying to places, finding job leads, and eventually, filling out these applications, and then hopefully securing an interview. And a big part before securing an interview would be job development, which we have talked about a lot about, which is where we can go with you or on your behalf and speak to these employers and try to make a connection, hopefully to learn about the employer as well as set up an interview. So once you actually get a job, this is where the journey comes into play. So it's like once you land employment, you're welcome to stay on the caseload to ensure that you can maintain that employment. And whatever pops up during that time, struggles that may be occurring, we are here as a support for you. We can be a bridge of communication between you and the employer, make sure that runs smoothly, and you're welcome to stay on the caseload as long as you want. So that's kind of where the journey comes in. I've had people on my caseload for multiple years, and it's eventually they get to a place where they're in a good position. They feel comfortable, they feel stable, they're in their house, paying their bills, they got money saved. They're like, look, we're kind of at the point where I don't need your support any longer, which is great. That's kind of the ultimate goal. It's not to be on this caseload forever. It's to work through your mental health struggles and get to a place where you're stable and you're good to kind of leave the nest in a way. So that's the IPS program officially. Now let's talk about, what unofficial support could look like, because we have a lot of folks going in here with Medicaid, or people that are in a hurry. We're not a job placement agency. We're not a temp agency. So if you're coming here to look to get placed in a job, like you would say you go into a temp agency, they may be able to get you started, in a couple of days. Maybe the next day they're like, okay, we got these many positions to fill. We're going to get these folks in, get them into the position and start working, because that's what they're hired to do. That's not what we do. But what we can do is offer unofficial support, which looks like you coming in here. We don't do the whole intake process. We would do an IPS interest meeting. That's where we learn if you're really interested in being the IPS caseload, if you qualify, or if it's going to be unofficial support. We don't want anyone to think because they have Medicaid that they're going to come in here and we're going to tell them, no, you can't, we're not here to support you. That's not the case. We're just going to do it unofficially. And that just looks like doing what you need help with. Maybe you just need help applying online somewhere. Maybe you just need help building a resume. Maybe you just need job leads. Maybe you need all those things. We will do that for you. We'll help you. We're here as a support. But once again, it also falls back on you and you doing your part. So it's a two-way street, just like any relationship. And we're here to meet whatever needs you have, and let me put on here, I think I could add a phone number maybe. That's not it. Well, I'll just tell you. So if you want to reach out to me, my phone number is 336-529-8056. And if you want to stop by I might be able to do it this way. 1401 East 7th Street at Banner. So there's our address. So we're over here by CPCC. You can also just call in and talk to a lady. There's actually two ladies now that work the front desk. One is named Kim. She works till 1 p.m. And if you call in, you can talk to her. She can guide you to where you need to be. And if you call in the afternoon, a young lady by the name of Ashley will be picking up, and she also can do that and point you in the right direction. I'm going to put my phone number up here so you guys can write that down. That is my phone number. You can always shoot me a call, give me a call or shoot me a text, whatever works best for you guys. And we will be back next month. We are on the second Monday of every month. So we'll be back on next month with a different topic, and it might be another member of the IPS team heading that up. Well, I hope you guys have a great week. Enjoy your summer. Looks like there's some beautiful weather today. Y'all take care. Bye.